Welcome to another episode of the Truth About Real Estate Investing Show. My name is Erwin Cito, and have you seen Squid Game? Adam, you seen Squid Game?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't, it's a Netflix drama from Korea that everyone's talking about. That's why I turned it on. I watched 2 episodes with my little cousin, who dropped by for dinner on Sunday for some reverse seared steaks for my Traeger smoker. If you don't have a Traeger, I can't recommend it enough. I like to barbecue. Anyways, after finishing the 2nd episode of the Squid Game, I decided I'd seen enough. And then I went on to spoil the rest of the season by reading the show summaries on Wikipedia. Yeah, you want a time hack? There you go. You don't have to watch the entire season. I don't even know how many episodes there are. I'm sure there's at least 8, and they're about an hour each. I can easily save you 6 hours. Anyway, by the way, I'm a big fan of Wikipedia, hence I make those annual donations so that they can remain independent, free clickbait, free of agenda, free of fake news, hopefully. Anyways, to save me time, I generally avoid TV series. I don't binge watch most stuff unless it's a new Marvel or Star Wars series or stuff, something on Disney Plus, because I'm really a 10-year-old in a 40-year-old body. That, and I'm researching Disney as I am stock hacking Disney, the stock. To reduce my guilt in watching TV, I'll at least try to watch while I'm working out on my Peloton stationary bike or doing one of their many workouts or stretches. I actually did the last 2 mornings. I did Peloton yoga. Full disclosure, I own shares in Peloton and I stock hacked them too. I think it's such a great product and service, hence I invest in it because I can get an efficient 20-30 minute workout from home. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to wear anything special. I don't have to go anywhere. My kids get to see me, hustling. And the workout that I'll do, actually, and it's a workout I'll actually do because I lack motivation. That's why I don't run. That's why I don't work out from home generally. But this works for me. So, the workout you do is better than the workout, and then the best possible workout that you don't do. It's in my nature to be efficient with my time and money. Hence, I'm always searching for the best practices in all areas of my life, including business, investing, stock hacking, time saving, all sorts of things. Raising a healthy family. So imagine you and I have something. I imagine you and I have something in common since you're investing in real estate and stocks. Because the question is, how else do you make money in your sleep? Speaking of investing, Sharon and I bought another property. We bought a commercial office this time as we need more office space. The decision to buy came down to our rent expense. If we were to rent that space, it would be similar to what I collect in rent from my duplex. But the price would be quite a bit higher, including renovations. The price of this office space would be, including renos, would be quite a bit higher than what I pay for my duplexes in Hamilton. My opinion is we've passed the bottom for quality commercial real estate here in Oakville, Ontario, and we got a pretty good deal. It's weird to say, but if not for the pandemic, the unit wouldn't have been vacated by the people that were using it as an office. And again, thanks to the pandemic, the office space remained vacant. So then the owners decided to sell, and then hence we're hopping in and we're getting a pretty good deal. Thankfully, Cherry is both our accountant. She's both my accountant, and she's working with BDC, the Business Development Bank of Canada, and they offer pretty favorable mortgage terms for businesses. And in our experience, they've been great to work with. They did the mortgage for our current office, so the new office is actually adjacent to our existing office. We're planning on opening up doing a renovation, and then opening up a wall between the 2 units. So we'll have a door between our 2 units, and we'll essentially just more than double our current square footage. Fun. And like Sharon and I were discussing the other night, when will things ever slow down? We don't have an answer for that. On to this week's show. We have one of our real estate clients in Mike Ferreira, an admitted introvert, shy guy. He's a full-time truck driver for the beer store, so he makes good money. But one day something switched, and Mike started making educational videos and posting them on Instagram. Then what do you know? Someone approached Mike. Mike was at a party, and someone approached him and asked him for a meeting as he was ready to joint venture with him as a silent investment partner in hopes of buying a investment property together. Mike shares his journey, the numbers on his first investment property and his most recent investment properties. His first property was actually in Cambridge, where he lives, and then his most recent properties are in Hamilton. It could because he's been working with one of my staff, Coach Tammy, the Duplex Queen, DiTomaso, on my iWin real estate team. Also, as this is the Truth About Real Estate Investing show, I've mentioned it many times, it's not all sunshine, rainbows, and roses. Mike does share about what he calls the basement from hell. How appropriate for Halloween. Please enjoy the show. And Mike. And if you're listening, from one shy guy to another, I'm super proud of you. Hello, Mike.
What's up?
What's keeping you busy these days?
A few things. Doing podcasts. That's pretty wild. I'm on your podcast, which is, it's fun. It's, can't believe it, actually, but.
Nobody listens.
Nobody.
Yeah.
I did for a bunch of years.
Bunch of years?
Yeah.
We've only been on 5. I think 2016. I think so.
Yeah.
Some of them got deleted, I think. I don't know. I don't think you can find some of them anymore. You've been listening that long, eh?
Yeah, I've been listening a long time. Go back to when you used to do your meets at Sheridan College.
Yeah. I can't wait to get back.
I remember being like so nervous to even go up to you and talk to you.
Because I'm very intimidating.
So now I'm doing a podcast with you, which is pretty wild.
Why'd you be nervous around me?
Just my nature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bit of a, what are they called? I forget now.
Introvert?
Introvert, yeah. A little bit.
I wouldn't have guessed. I see all the videos you're putting out.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's like a hurdle that I had to get over. I still am. I'm still trying to get comfortable to be in front of the camera and stuff. But yeah, going to network meetings, meeting people at networking events is like, that's what's really got me out of my shell. So,
is it easier, harder doing real estate networking meetings?
I mean, at the beginning it was a bit harder, just kind of introducing myself and going up to people and just kind of picking their brain and what to ask was always tough. But now it's a bit easier. I know at most of the networking events now, I know most of the people there, whether it's, through Instagram or other meets that we meet at. But
yeah, that's one of the nice things with social media, especially during the pandemic, is we couldn't see each other.
Yeah.
Right. Just think of like this time last year. That's why I took up golf, because you could do anything.
Yeah.
You couldn't go to a restaurant, couldn't get a coffee together. Not even allowed to leave your home.
Yeah. Yeah. COVID accelerated certain things if people were willing to take advantage of them. And that's one thing I really did, was reach out to a lot of people over Instagram during COVID. And it's, that's what people were doing. They were on their phones most of the time too, right?
Reaching out to people for what?
Just introducing myself, trying to get in touch with, wholesalers. Also, I like it when people reach out to me as well about real estate, kind of give them insights on certain things. So yeah, it was kind of a back and forth, but looking forward to like more meetings in person for sure. That'd be.
I don't think we're far away.
You don't think so?
No, the science is getting better and better.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, the stuff out of Israel, it's not peer reviewed yet, but and the numbers aren't huge, but the natural immunity science seems to be pretty strong.
Right.
But again, it's not peer reviewed, but it's a decent sized sample.
Yeah.
So you got to figure it'll,
And it's in our human nature to, hang out with others and congregate and socialize. It sucks that we haven't been able to do that in a while, because I really enjoyed that. Like being in a room with a large group of like-minded individuals is pretty powerful. Mm-hmm. It's just, I found that it always used to get me motivated. Like every time I went to an event, whether it was yours, like Saturday morning, you leave there just pumped. Like, I know this person, they can help me with this, and this person can help me with that. And it motivates you. So motivated me anyways. I'm not speaking on behalf of everybody else, but Yeah, I miss that.
That's pretty cool. You go from being shy to like
Yeah.
missing.
Yeah. It's like, it's like that whole thing. You got to get out of your comfort zone, right? So I
Yeah.
kind of just realized that, hey, I'm not comfortable talking to people, but I'm going to go and do it because I have to.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Do you have a day job? Can you share what your day
I
job
do.
is?
Yeah, I'm a truck driver. I drive trucks for the beer store.
Oh,
Been doing that for a long time now.
how many years?
Full time, I've worked for the beer store for it's been like 18 years, almost 19 years.
Is that like a union thing or?
Yeah, it's a union
pension?
job. Yeah, yeah.
So you do pretty good then.
I guess so. The only thing is they've relocated, and it's a bit far for me now.
So where were they?
They used to be in Brampton. Now they've
Uh-huh.
moved out to Bolton. So
Bolton's north of Brampton?
Bolton's like north of Vaughan, like on the west end of Vaughan. So kind of like,
Oh, that's a big change.
yeah. So it almost not double, but it added like 20 kilometers to my trip. So I was comfortable doing the 40-minute drive to work. Now it's an hour. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going to go with that, but
I'm surprised they moved. Brampton has access to so many highways.
yeah, they consolidated 2 major warehouses into one, and
Oh.
their corporate office as well. So they wanted a large facility.
Any discounts on the goods?
Never.
Seriously?
Never.
Not even like broken cases, nothing?
No, they used to have programs once in a while for, like cases that were broken, and they, collect all the clean ones and put it together and stuff for employees, but people take advantage of that and then they ruin it for everybody else, right?
Hate those people.
But
That's why you have so many rules.
yeah, it's a company where we're considered brewer neutral, so we kind of act on behalf of all the brewers. So we can't really like get free beer of one product, or wear like one brand of T-shirt on the job or stuff like that. So it's a little iffy when it comes to that. Can't promote anything. Just beer itself.
Man, as if people are that easily bought. Here's a T-shirt. Oh no, I can't have that. It might influence my decision.
Everybody bought Doug Ford on a buck of beer. I think with beer you could buy a lot of people.
Yes, that I get. But like, I mean, like,
It was just
never
completely
mind.
ridiculous. Everybody was coming up to me like, "Oh, beer's gonna be a buck." I'm like, not every beer. Like right now, I think there's like 4 brands that sell it for a buck.
Really?
A bottle. Yeah, and they're like, maybe I shouldn't say anything, but yeah, I wouldn't buy them. But
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
But
we'll leave it at
I remember
that.
Lakeport though. I remember Lakeport.
yeah,
Then they got bought.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
You stick your neck out, like, oh,
yeah,
you can't have you doing that.
Yeah.
You get bought.
yeah,
I wanna say,
exactly.
it's just like the cheap cell phone providers. The the
Like
cheap cell phone.
Kudo and
Yeah, you get bought. You stuck your
Yeah.
neck out, you get bought. So they take you out. So,
Yeah.
so they can raise prices.
That's right. Yeah,
Buck of beer. Yeah, that'd be funny.
but yeah, it was insane that that was part of his campaign.
That's hilarious because I didn't hear any. I know I heard it, but like no one talked to me about like, oh, this is. a
Oh,
great
like
campaign
everywhere
promise.
I stopped with the beer store truck, it was like people were talking, Doug Ford, yeah, Doug Ford. I'm like, wow, you're basing your vote on that, eh?
Oh man, let's not give other people ideas on how to buy votes.
Yeah, let's not get political here.
I'm trying to think how we get new real estate clients.
Buck a house?
No, I mean like buy a house, you get a case of beer.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
The good stuff.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's funny.
So that's pretty cool. Like so what got you started in real estate investing? Because you do okay.
Yeah, no, I'm doing great. I've enjoyed every minute of it. So I bought my first house in 2010, and then I'd say about 3 years after that, so 2013ish, I started, going online and searching real estate investing. Did a couple of free webinars, that kind of stuff. yeah, just doing research. And then in 20,
So, but what triggered it? Like you're spending your time. You could be drinking beer instead you're researching.
I've always, like, in my teenage years, I've always wanted to own a house. And that's what, I guess we can say that's where it started. And then
Where'd you get that idea? That idea had to come from somewhere.
I guess the immigrant parents probably helped,
Okay.
buy your own house, pay down your mortgage, which I'm against now. But yeah, like, just,
Sorry, let's dig into this a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
What did your parents tell you about home ownership when you were a teenager?
well, it was always kind of like, I guess it's like an immigrant thing to do, is just like, get a good job, buy a house, like buy a house. And they always discussed like selling their house and what it was worth. And then every time they would say it would be worth more. And it kind of stuck with me that, oh, like there's something here. Like, even though I didn't understand real estate investing as a whole then, I started to see that there was value in it. And then when I bought my first house, the whole experience of the transaction was almost like addicting to me for some reason. I just, like, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was. It was exciting,
Right.
putting in an offer and waiting to hear the response. And
Right.
I just enjoyed it. And then owning my house for a couple of years, and I was always looking at what it was worth, right? Like, a couple months would go by, what is it worth? A year would go by, what is it worth? And I'm like, damn, like, this is crazy. Like, I'm gaining all this equity, but I should own more of these and have other people essentially pay for it, hence being tenants. But yeah, it's just something that really stuck with me, and I understood. So I rolled with it.
That's pretty cool. So basically, your parents were teaching you that the best outcome in life is to be a homeowner,
Yeah.
right?
But I just kind of, I guess, took it one step further.
Yeah, like you enjoyed it so much. Like, hey, I made it. I'm still kind of young.
Yeah.
Maybe I can own some more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, in a nutshell, that's it.
Interesting. Fascinating. I'm always interested in what motivates people, because there's so many people we know that don't buy any real estate.
No, and I mean, it depends and that's okay.
There's nothing wrong with it. You just won't.
As a homeowner for the last 10 years, like, sometimes I wish I was a tenant, It's like, damn, I got to spend $7,000 on a roof. I got to do this. I got to do that. Like, sometimes it's like,
Yeah.
But looking back at my equity gain that I've received in the last 10, 11 years is just ridiculous. Like, in my job, I could never make that. But I just kind of been using my equity to expand my real estate as well. So, a lot of people say, like, home ownership is a liability. I can see where they're coming from, but it's allowed me to have funds to purchase more property.
Mm-hmm.
So it's worked for me.
Right.
So.
It becomes like your bank. For
Kind
more
of.
property.
Yeah. But I can also see how it's liability, because, the roof can fly off of it tomorrow, or, you can have a massive flood, or, I get all that. But,
Well, even if your house burns down, what's your lot worth? What's the lot in your neighborhood worth?
well, it's probably worth more than what I paid for the house.
Yeah. So even if you burn the lot.
Right. And I always say this about real estate is, like, I'm grateful that we're in Ontario, right? Like, Southern Ontario market is phenomenal. Now, if you're in another market where property values aren't going up like it is here, yeah, it could be a liability, right? So.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna figure that out later. Where is a bad place to invest in Canada?
Oh, in Canada? Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to be, like, somewhere where there's no roads. Because right now, like, you're hearing about Sudbury and North Bay, like, everyone's going out there and investing and making some good returns there too. But I like to be in economically sound cities.
Yeah, right.
It just, I know it's expensive, but it adds to, like, my good sleeps at night. I find really great tenants,
Mm-hmm.
and you get good rents and you get good properties.
So you mentioned, I don't know if you mentioned, it's okay you share where you live?
I live in, yeah, I live in Cambridge.
Right.
Currently live in, I grew up in Toronto, moved to Brampton for 5 years, and then we made our move out to Cambridge.
Why Cambridge?
We just wanted we wanted a bigger home. We wanted a slower lifestyle, I guess. Something quieter, not as busy as Toronto. We couldn't afford to go into like Mississauga or Oakville, so Cambridge was super affordable at the time, and we realized that, hey, you know what's not that far. We can make it work. Mm-hmm. So we tried it out, and glad we did it, because just shortly after that, like values shot through the roof in KWC area.
Yeah, you bought it like the end of the financial crisis, just after it.
Yeah, so it was 2015.
No, I'm thinking of like 2007, 2008, the financial.
Yeah, so after
crisis.
that, I bought my first home in Brampton. Yeah, it was right after that.
Okay.
I think I just got like the bottom of the interest rates, which was, I think my first mortgage payment was like 1.7, and then from there it started to increase a bit.
The good old days, 1.7.
I mean, we're not that far off right now.
I know we're not.
Probably a lot of people are getting better than that.
Yeah, I know, it's insane. Yeah, the government wonder why prices keep going up.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so sorry, I cut you off. 2013, you started researching real estate investing.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Just like Google searches.
Yeah. Sorry. What did you do investing wise?
In 2013, I didn't invest in anything yet, right? But my first investment was at the end of 2015. Me and two friends, which they're both brothers, we bought a townhouse, single-family townhouse in Cambridge. That was my first purchase, which we still have till today.
Was this like a 3-way split?
Yeah, 3-way joint venture. So I was doing joint ventures before I even knew what a joint venture was.
That's awesome, because I think this is the future.
Yeah.
Multiple people to buy a property.
And I preach it to younger people that want to buy a house and complain or state that, it's just impossible for them to do it. I said, just get two or three people, get a house. Like a bank will let you put 2, maybe 3 people on a deed. I'm not 100% sure about 3 if you're not married or whatnot, but
I just get married.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, there's so many ways to split it. There's so many ways to break it down. And I tell people you just need to be in it for like 3 to 5 years.
Minimum, yeah.
And then you guys go your separate ways with your equity and go do what you want, right?
Or just ride that thing.
Ride that thing, or house hack. I mean, that's a crazy way to do it. Crazy good. That's awesome. I wish I would have done that.
Sorry, do you remember what you paid for the townhouse?
My first investment in Cambridge, yeah. It was $338.
And then, do you remember what you rented it for?
At the time, I think it was $1,450.
$1,450
plus utilities.
Did you have to renovate much?
No, it was 3 years old.
Oh, nice and new.
Yeah, we wanted hands off. We didn't want to do any work. We gave it a fresh coat of paint. That was it.
Oh my Lord, that's tough work.
And my dad's a painter, so it was even tougher.
Next to impossible.
So,
what do you think it's worth today?
So the last comp that I saw, $640.
So it's kind of 40 with the forced appreciation of the paint plus market appreciation. It's got 300,000
in 5 years. Actually, be 5 years in 6 years in November.
So each pocket, no, I don't pocket, but I don't know what you call it. But you each have an equity gain of 100,000.
Yeah.
Was it hard?
No. No, not at all.
What's the rent today?
Well, we still have the same tenants in there.
1450.
No. I think we're up to like 16.
You
I
got
think
up
we
to
made
16.
it. No, I think, you know what? I'm starting to think we may have rented it more for more than 1450. But right now, I think it's up to 1600,
1600.
which is
They're never
well,
leaving.
well below market value or market rents.
They're never leaving. That's okay. You made enough money.
No, they're great. They're great people.
What makes a great tenant? Because we have some listeners who never rented before, never had a rental property before.
To me, a great tenant, someone who appreciates the property. I think that's one of my goals when I'm doing a unit or fixing it up or renting it out, is just, putting out a product that someone's going to really enjoy and appreciate. And I think once someone has an appreciation for that property, I think they'll take care of it. I'm not asking my tenants to fix things, but it's great when they on top of things and they let you know right away, listen, this is happening. I've noticed this. What else? Like tenants who are understanding, when something breaks and it takes a couple of days to get a plumber out there or something like that. Definitely, anybody investing in real estate wants their tenants to pay their rent on time.
Mm-hmm.
Having good communication with a tenant is always good. Yeah.
This is a pretty nice house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath type thing.
Yeah. 3-bedroom. Actually, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. One's an ensuite. It's an inside townhouse, like inside the row. It's got a garage. It's actually a condo complex, so we do pay maintenance fees. Very little, but it's a great complex. Attracts great tenants. It's been great for us.
Does it cash flow much?
Now it does. We haven't refinanced. We renewed a mortgage, and it's cash flowing a few $100 a month now. At the beginning, no, which was a bit scary, but we knew that it was fairly new, and we wouldn't have too many issues or expenses with it, and also the condo corp also takes care of all the maintenance, grass cutting and shoveling and stuff like that.
Fascinating. Because I remember people still talk about it. They won't touch a piece of real estate unless it cash flows. But you did quite well here.
I did. Yeah, no, it's probably one of the best appreciating asset I have right now. Mm-hmm. Mind you, I do have to split it with two other people. But it was just, I just wanted to purchase a property. Like I just wanted to have something else. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like cash flow wasn't in mine. Having partners, if something did go wrong, it would be, it wouldn't be all my expense. We would be splitting the expenses. We put a few things in place, like, reserve funds, and in case, a tenant didn't pay, we had money there already. We kind of covered some bases if things were to go wrong. Had a nice little kitty of money there. But it's, the equity gain, the appreciation, like till this day, it's crazy. It's pretty nice. But I can understand the cash flow side of things. Like if things do go bad, that cash flow is important. And that's what kind of pushed me to the duplex. It allowed me to still maintain, attract really good tenants and create some cash flow, because the single family market started to get tough really mm-hmm. quick shortly after that. So doing the duplex just made sense, and learning the BRRRR strategy at that time, it was like a no-brainer.
So how did you go about getting into duplexes and BRRRring? Well,
it was one of your network events they used to hold at Sheridan College.
And we will do them again, I promise.
Yeah, no, that was cool. It was a good reason to get you to bed Friday night so you can wake up Saturday morning.
You weren't drinking free beer
anyways. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, Tammy D. Tommaso, my realtor, she had a presentation, also dubbed as the duplex queen. You know, I was just really, really happy the way she presented it and her knowledge of duplexes, especially in the Hamilton region, because that was something that I was curious about. And yeah, I was starting to get that mindset too, like, I don't need to go out there and learn everything about Hamilton. I just needed to work with somebody that's a pro. So, yeah, so I reached out to Tammy. I think it's funny because a few months ago, I looked in my email archive. I think my first email to Tammy was like 2017 or something like that. So yeah, and we still work together till this day.
I understand you've actually done quite a few transactions.
With Tammy, yeah, we're on our third duplex in Hamilton with Tammy. Just finishing up one right now, but it's been really good. Yeah, been losing out on some offers, but
yeah, get in line.
Yeah, I know, it's tough.
It is tough out there. Can you tell us about what's the current deal look like?
So the current deal is with a JV of mine.
Can you share where you found the JV?
He's a friend of mine.
Okay.
Not associated with my first property. He reached out to me probably springtime, I'd say, and just wanted to meet up, have a coffee, see what I can do, or find out what I'm doing and what I can do for him and how he can invest his money.
Right. Wait. Was this a social call to start with, or did he know what you were up to?
No, he knew what I was up to. We've talked about real estate. I've been a friend of his for a long time. He just didn't know like the ins and outs of, doing a joint venture partner, or how it's structured, or how the BRRRR strategy is done. So he really wanted to be, instead of like in a friend setting or a social setting, he wanted to just be like a one-on-one.
Right.
We finally sat down, and he was already prepared, which was fantastic. Like he had already, taken out a HELOC and ready to invest. So I knew he was serious. He just wanted to increase his financial future and make his financial future better for him and his kids, right, and his family. So that's one part of why I love doing JVs, is really sharing that with a partner, and their families.
Wait, hang on a second. So JV partners don't land in your lap already being prepped to go.
Yeah, that was crazy.
How did he?
Well, I guess, yeah. He's smart. He's been a homeowner for a long time. He gets the concept of real estate investing. He knew that he's getting his funds from his home equity line of credit.
Who taught him that?
Probably, I don't know. I'd like to say me at some point.
Right. So I'm guessing there are a bunch of conversations that led to this meeting. A couple?
Yeah, there was a party that I attended that he was there, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on? I see what you're doing on Instagram. Like, how's that going?" And I was doing my first duplex at the time, and he's like, "How you doing this?" And I kind of just gave him, a quick overview, and we did kind of discussed it a bit more throughout the party, and then eventually it just led up to him, giving me a shout and saying, let's have a one-on-one, see what if we can make this happen. So, and we did. So we're just finishing. We're at like the flooring stage right now.
Wait, I thought you were the shy guy.
Yeah, I can be.
Okay, we'll come back to Instagram. Actually, just what's your Instagram?
Mike Ferreira 82, and that's Ferreira.
What's the 82?
Just my year.
Okay.
That I was born.
That you're like.
Just there's a lot of Mike Ferreiras.
There is?
Yeah, Ferreira is a very common Portuguese last name, and then Mike is obviously probably one of the most popular first names. So everywhere I go, there's always another Mike Ferreira. Funny enough, I went to the hospital because I blew out my ankle, and there was two Mike Ferreiras
at the same time
in the I guess you want to call it triage or whatever, right? Like Mike Ferreira. That's like both of us.
Yeah, I heard the term recently, unLinkedInable.
Unlinked. Oh.
As in, you put in Mike Ferreira. Good luck finding you
Yeah,
on
good luck.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Like anytime I get like a prescription or something, it's like, what's your address? And then I look over at the screen and there's like at least 8.
Yeah. Isn't that a problem when you cross the border? Or are all Mike Ferreira's good people and have criminal record free?
We're all good.
Okay. All right, got it. You guys are all good people.
And the funny thing is, this is a side note, but my dad's last name isn't even supposed to be Ferreira. It's supposed to be Gomes, which is my middle name. But till this day, we kind of don't know what happened at his birth, where his name got messed up. There's been talks where, because he was from a small town, there was already somebody with his name, so they switched his last name instead of switching his first name. Like I've been to Portugal and I've asked around, like with his asked his family about it, and they, one person told me that those mistakes used to happen all the time. So it's like, and
your identity, it's not important.
Yeah, it's not important. And then people are like, oh, my cousin is a Ferreira, you relate to? I'm like, definitely not.
That's weird. Because in Chinese, our surnames are our tribes. No different like the Scottish, right?
Right.
It's like your tribe. So like,
yeah,
you're like without your tribe.
Yeah, somebody else.
Yeah, maybe join a better one. Who knows?
I don't know. A much bigger one.
Wait till you become a Chan.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry. Tell me about this duplex, the one you're finishing off. You're at the flooring stage. Where is it?
It's on the Hamilton Mountains at like Upper Gauge and the Link.
But you also bought something out of your home, area. Like you had to leave town for this investment.
Yeah, I mean it's within an hour, so I'm super comfortable with that. I figured if I can travel 45 minutes to work, I can travel to Hamilton to take care of investments.
Was this a bidding war to get?
No, surprisingly enough, it wasn't. It didn't sell on offer date. Not sure why. And then Tammy brought it to me, and we snuck in, and I think it was the day after offers, and we picked it up.
Maybe the email servers were down or something.
Maybe. COVID.
Wait, sorry. Oh, right. This is in COVID. What month was this?
Oh, I think we signed a deal in May. We took possession in June.
So May this year, June this year.
Yeah.
Right.
But I did close on my first duplex, which is I purchased on my own. We took possession March 25th of last year. It was like the week we all went into lockdown.
Oh.
So that was scary. Didn't even know how we were going to sign papers with the lawyer. We ended up doing it over Zoom. And I think that was the first time I ever used Zoom. Was signing documents with a lawyer.
Not the last.
Lawyer courier. It was just
that.
looking back, it was just like how quickly people pivoted.
Yeah.
Because we were like, are we going to even close on this house? Because it was like, I think the 25th was a Friday, and that week everything shut down.
Yeah.
So our lawyer, we did a Zoom call. She went over everything, and then had all the paperwork couriered. We signed it, sent it back.
Right.
And then we closed. And then I was still worried because I didn't know about our contractors, because we had contractors line up to start doing work.
If they're even allowed to work.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so what's going to happen here? My wife's freaking out, telling me to sell the place. I'm like, well, yeah. So that was, it was pretty interesting. But everything went according to plan, except for some reason, getting Electra out there to do the 2 meters was, they didn't want to do it during COVID. But meanwhile, I never understood that, because they didn't need to step inside the house. I mean, some contractors just wanted to be there alone when they were working, which is totally understandable.
Yeah, we didn't know what was going on.
No, and then, there was a couple of exterior things that I did with pressure treated wood that that was like right in the middle of the first shortage of pressure treated products.
Aren't you glad that's over? You get you get this done before.
Yeah. So that was like,
that
was last year. So that was in the summer, but I think that was more just not shortage of wood. I think it was just people were building stuff because they had nothing else to do. So it was harder to find wood, certain sizes. But overall, considering we took possession of it the first week of COVID and the lockdowns, it was good. It worked out.
So wait, when did you buy it? You still bought it in COVID, right?
I think we had a long closing for that one. I think we signed the deal. Had to be somewhere in January, February.
Oh, early. Oh, before we really knew.
Before COVID. Yeah. And then we closed the week of.
Oh, this is lovely.
Yeah, I remember. It was the week before was I think it was March break, because I was off for 2 weeks, or after it, I think, something like that. I forget now.
And did you keep a level head during this? You bought.
I did. Well, there was no there was. You got to go through with it. You got to go through with it. Like, what are you gonna do? You can't. I was gonna sell it for what? Like, for a loss? I'm gonna pay realtor fees. A loss like, I would have taken a huge loss. So might as well put myself in debt to keep it than put myself in debt and not have it. So it just made sense.
I can't imagine this felt good at the time.
No, it was scary. Like I said, I think the scariest part was how we're gonna close, because I was still gonna go. Like, I still wanted to go through with it. I didn't see contractors not working, because when they stop, they don't get paid, right? And it worked out. So
it was just bonkers early on, because remember the whole like stay at home thing, so we could keep the roads open for emergency vehicles. Like yeah. I know it's hindsight.
There was not to get political. There's just been a lot of decisions where you're just like, who thought of this? Yeah.
Where was the urgency when Wuhan was locked down? Where was our urgency?
Yeah.
The urgency came like 2 months, 3 months late.
Yeah, like how many people traveled since then?
Yeah, and how long did the borders stay open?
Yeah.
We're not.
It's a real estate podcast.
I remember around that same time, like Marchish, a friend of mine posted pictures, same situation, courier documents. And he had like gloves on, and he had like scissors, and they like sterilized them, and then like he used the pen and threw the pen in the garbage after signing the documents.
Like receiving a delivered pizza was like, people were saying, put it in the oven for a little bit, disinfect it.
Leave your groceries in your car for a day.
Leave your Amazon box outside for a couple more days. I mean, it was scary at first. It was scary at first.
But the real estate transactions, because I still have to go in person. My last 2 transactions had to go in person to sign for everything.
Yeah, I went for that one. We went in person to the bank, and I went in person. So shortly after that, I refinanced my personal residence, and we were sitting at a boardroom table like 10 foot long, and the lady there had huge piece of plexiglass in front of her, and she had her mask on, and then she would walk around the table to come give us the paperwork, and I'm just like, what's the point of this if you're just gonna walk over here and hang out with us?
That was by law. Sorry, so do you remember what you had the offer accepted for January 2020?
$480.
Was that at bidding war? I'm guessing not.
No, what happened there, it was a property that I kept seeing on MLS, and I just told Tammy one day, I'm like, let's check this out. And then she goes, oh, you know that they dropped the price, the asking. So it was just a situation where the house stayed on the market a little too long, where people just lost interest in it, and then they were forced to lower it. And then we went in with no bidding more, because there were there were bidding wars going on at the time. So it was kind of,
Yeah, it was a weird January.
yeah. And it wasn't a property that I was like super hungo about it, but I'm like, you know what? We're not in a bidding war. I'm going to try to make this work. And, being my own, the property was for me, I was willing to take on that extra risk. And I'm not looking back on it, on those choices. So, it was good.
How much reno did it need?
So I had a contractor do the basement unit, and then I did some of the work upstairs myself. I did the demo. It was a lot more hands-on than I am now. But it cost, total reno was about 135. That's actually including carrying costs too.
Was it a big project?
No, I mean your typical duplex. I think it took about 4 to 5 months by the time we had tenants in there.
Right. What can you share what the rents are?
Right now it's $1,745 for upstairs and $1,625 for downstairs. So we had a tenant changeover in the basement already. Within the first year.
Do you know what the current rents are? What it could be?
Well, so I just rented out another duplex recently.
Yeah.
At $2,100 for up and $1,850 for down. So just shy of $4,000 total.
I just signed someone for 24 up.
Yeah.
Brand new reno.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is.
Aren't you glad you're not a tenant?
Yeah. Going back to that. Yeah.
What do you think it's worth now?
My first duplex?
Yeah. The one you
It's
bought
tough to say. It's a smaller one.
The one you bought pre-pandemic and the missus told you to sell it.
Man, I'm going to be conservative and I'm going to say like $850.
That's probably really conservative.
That's really conservative.
Yeah.
Considering like we just had an appraisal at that.
So then you know it's conservative if the appraisal came in at that. And then you already refied this one then?
No, not yet.
Oh.
Thinking about it. Possibly garden suite.
Oh, you think you're gonna take the money out to build the garden suite?
I'm contemplating. I'm thinking about it. I think I got the lot to do it.
Nice.
To do the suite and the parking. So gotta dig into it a little bit more.
So you're like 615 between what you paid in your reno.
Yeah, roughly.
And it's gone up 235,000
in a year. Well, year and a half.
It's not so bad.
It's fantastic.
That's pretty crazy. Did you ever think?
No. It's in hindsight, it's like a load off my shoulders, in the sense of, how am I gonna build my financial wealth for me and my family? It's just clearer now. Sleep better at night, so to speak.
Why, you have some big bills coming up?
No. Well, unless I'm okay with debt. Like if I'm buying houses, I'm good. If you're talking that kind of bill. But no, I'm just saying working a regular job, being a truck driver, yeah, you make good money. It just doesn't create wealth. It just doesn't. I did years of tons of overtime, try to save. It was just like a battle you couldn't win. As our family grew, we have 2 kids now, moving, the expenses just got more and more. I don't save a lot of money. I invest it all. But it's just clear now. Like the future's clear. Just to look back at my first, like I have enough to put my kids through school, and that took 5 years. It's just, it's pretty powerful what you can achieve with real estate.
Did you have kids before you started investing?
I had my daughter.
Right.
Yeah, I had my daughter. She was born in 2012, so she was probably only a couple. Yeah, what was she? 3 years old? Yeah, she was 3 because my son was just born. Yeah,
It's hard to save.
it is.
Investing is easier.
It is. Yeah, I know for sure. I mean, I just there had to be like that mindset shift of taking on more debt to create more wealth. That was like a big shift for me. Once I understood that, it was like, oh, it became like, it's like a game almost, right? People see debt, a lot of people see debt as a bad thing. But if it's used properly, it's a tool. And once you start seeing, I think, this is me personally speaking, but once you start seeing money as a tool, you can change. Like you can make a lot of great changes in terms of your wealth.
You mentioned earlier your parents had to pay off mortgages. That's something they taught you?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, pay off, you want to live debt free. Like that was, I call it, it's like a statement that's done by all immigrants. Just, not to bash them, but, where they came from, they didn't have much. And, it was like they want to live debt free.
Yeah. Well, they lived through hyperinflation too.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, through that, it was important to pay down your principal, right? But where I'm trying to go with this is like, that's a good choice, like to live debt free. I mean, I guess if you don't aspire to create more wealth, I think, yeah, I mean, less bills is good.
Yeah.
But if you want to create wealth, and you don't have a super high paying job, it's going to be tough.
I know a lot of people have that trouble making the switch, right? From debt is bad to debt is
the only way.
My gateway to my.
Man, it's like every major company does it. Every wealthy person does it. Like when you start to understand, I guess we can call it the rules of money, then your mind just opens up to so much more. Like even from the beginning of me investing in real estate till now, like we did a flip at the beginning of this year, and we took on private money. But leading to that was like, oh my God, like you were so concentrated on 8%. Like, holy crap, this 400 grand is going to cost me 8%. But it's how you use it, right?
You get to keep the whole deal that way.
Yeah.
Instead of having to give half.
Oh, and let's not even get into the discussion of how easy it is to deal with private money instead of dealing with the banks.
It's funny because there's a lot of private money out there.
Yeah.
It's actually I think it's actually a function of how many people made a lot of money in real estate. Now they just want to take it easy.
Yeah.
Just lend it.
Well, the thing, like, I forget who told me this, but just like take a walk down your street. Like, look how much money is sitting in all these homes. So you're almost foolish not to tap into your equity to create more money. But that's me. That's my perspective.
Right. I remember back in the day when we were borrowing for like 3, 4, 5%. Like, even if it cost me 5% for the money, I think I can predictably make 15%.
Exactly.
In real estate.
And you're not blowing it on shoes and
no, I'm cheap as heck.
Trips. I mean, it's what you do with it, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah. No, I'm just straight investing it, right?
Yeah.
So as long as I can make a differential of 10%, like it's no brainer.
So it's a no brainer, yeah.
Right. It just happened that real estate did a little bit better than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a little bit better. So I wanted to ask about the videos. Like, you're a shy guy. You started doing like produced videos.
Yeah, so I have somebody on my team that does editing for me, and every so often when I want to do like a nice quality video, he comes out with me. Usually 1 to 3 times during a project, and we kind of just film what's going on, and he edits the videos for me. I'll do a shameless plug. We're getting a website together right now, investedwithmike.com. that should be up and running. It's up and running right now. It's just still got to tweak it a bit, but should be out by the time that this podcast is done.
That's cool. So what got you doing videos?
So much, like, the real estate investing community has been fantastic. Like, everybody shares their experiences and their knowledge. I just wanted to give back. I get asked a lot through social media about certain things. So I think if I put some videos, some content out there, will help those people. Just getting the message out there, I guess. Put it simply.
Is it expensive to do these videos?
No, not really.
So can anyone do it?
Of course. Even if you're shy.
Yeah, because I saw your early videos. You didn't seem shy.
I was. Well, for me to be in front of a camera at any time, it's, I don't like it, but I'm getting more comfortable with it as time goes by.
And what has it done for your business, for your real estate business?
It's helped me attract joint venture partners. People want to see, with social media, everybody wants to see what you're up to. And it's a great way to kind of get to know somebody without getting to know them. So if I can do that and put out more information and just show what I'm doing, by no means am I trying to sell myself. I'm just showing what I'm doing. And I think that helps people get a sense of what I'm doing, and then they can reach out to me.
Can I ask how many JVs you've gotten out of this?
So the 2 JVs I currently have, one's a friend and one's a family member, but they do follow me, and they did say that they very interested in what I'm doing, and want to see how they can work with me on getting their own properties.
Awesome. Can you share how you structure JVs, joint venture agreements?
Just a simple 50-50. I'm the working partner. They're the capital partner, so they bring forward all the money and the mortgage, and I just take it from there. I have my team that we find the property, we renovate it, and I manage the asset for them. So it's pretty simple structure, pretty cutthroat.
Cutthroat.
No, pretty simple. Like it's pretty
checks,
clean,
bro.
it's a simple joint venture, but it can be.
They're making better than 8% on a more private mortgage.
Yeah, when you start breaking numbers down with potential JVs, it's a huge eye opener, especially using the BRRRR strategy.
We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
And then who pays for the renovation?
The JV does, the capital partner. Yeah. So any capital that's required to get the asset and renovate it, get it up to a duplex, and till the point that it's rented out, that's all on the JV.
And you let them know there's always overruns on renovation projects.
Of course, yeah, and I budget for that. I tell them that. One recent duplex that I just finished, I call it basement from hell. And you can go on YouTube and check those out. But we had water issues, not only just entering into the basement, but underneath the basement, causing the basement concrete slab to heave up. So we ended up replacing the whole concrete slab, waterproofing, epoxying some cracks in the cinder block walls. It was just like there was nothing else to go wrong at that point. But yeah, that set us back just over $20,000. But at least we know now that we have a safe, dry basement going forward.
How come water was getting under?
Well, it was coming through the block walls, but getting underneath the slab. And So I was told by my contractor that during that period where when those homes were being built, there was a backfill called slag, which is a byproduct of metal production. So only makes sense that it was from Hamilton.
Yeah, from the steel mills. Yeah.
And it retains a lot of moisture. It doesn't have very good drainage. So that's when the decision was made to break it all up, remove some of it, and add new gravel to it. And then while we were there and that far into it, we decided to, replace all the drains to plastic. That's another peace of mind going forward as well.
Right. Yeah, it shouldn't happen again now.
No, it shouldn't happen now. Now that we have the interior weeper system, any water that gets around or under the foundation will be redirected to a sump pump and then shot outside. So now that pressure won't build up anymore. It was anytime you put a shovel into the ground after the old slab was taken out, it was like a pool of water. Like they dug the pit for the sump pump and it filled up with water. So it was just so much water under there.
Crazy.
And then it didn't have anywhere to go, so it pushed up on the floor of. So when we went to go see the house and made the deal on the property, we noticed a few high spots in the floor, but we didn't think much of it. We thought, okay, we can grind this down, kind of make it level, or use some self-leveling concrete in certain places.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one area where it had had a huge wall unit and like a really soft carpet. It was really bad, and you can see that moisture had leaked up through because of the effervescence in the concrete. Not to say that it was like puddles of water, but just moistures of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And something had to be done about it. So we did it. There's not much else.
Was this a property you owned with the JV?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that was lovely.
Yeah, my first JV. Well, my first JV and my 50-50 structure. My other JVs we're all equal in every sense. But yeah, it was a hard pill to swallow, I'm sure, for them. But we did allocate some funds for, unforeseens.
And so it
ended up being a bit more than what we allocated. But it took, let's just put it this way. We've refinanced the house and they're happy.
But at the time, it's not fun for anyone.
No, it's not. Definitely not me. I take other people's money very serious. But they were understanding. They understood that this was a long term.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a flip where, all of a sudden your profits are eroded. There was they noticed that there was some benefits to what we were doing. Obviously, waterproofing a basement is a great benefit when you have tenants down there. Having a nice level floor. New drain pipe, like they understood all that. It was a shock at the beginning, but you're in that situation. You can't just stop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You
got to keep moving forward. You have to fix what needs to be fixed, and you can't cheap out because you're holding this property for a while, and you're gonna have other people living in there as well. So you just got to do the right thing.
So for listeners' benefit, this property is on top of the escarpment. So we're not talking like we're in a floodplain where we could have predicted these problems. This is just kind of a freak problem.
No, like I think that anybody doing a duplex should just go into it thinking you're going to have to do some type of waterproofing, especially on the homes that we're doing it on. Majority of them are block foundations. They're older homes. You see a lot of grading issues. And when a basement's finished, it's really tough to find these problems. Sometimes it's not a lot. And in my case specifically, like we had no idea. We did know something was up when we took possession of the home and some furniture was moved out of the way, and we saw like, you know, a moldy baseboard. And that was the first sign, like, okay, we have water penetration here. But yeah, just going forward, it's like, I'm good with a leaky basement. I think there's benefit. I mean, I don't think it's giving you any benefit in terms of bidding wars. People are still buying them. You just got to feel comfortable knowing that you might have to do it.
Yeah.
There's a good possibility.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I was hoping not to have to waterproof this one property. I was hoping that the water was just coming in because the eaves were really poorly directed.
Right.
But yeah, but it turned out the grading we couldn't correct the grading enough on the property, so we had to waterproof it. So yeah, it was $10 grand extra to do an interior weeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's such a peace of mind to know that it's done.
Yeah, because I finished it after. Now, like, I know it's good.
Yeah. Like I couldn't even imagine like uprooting a tenant and saying, hey, you got to move out.
Yeah.
I got to destroy this basement now.
Yeah. And yeah, ripping out your reno.
Yeah.
It's not the worst idea to plan for these ahead of time.
No.
Scope the drain.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a real good one. That was another issue we had at that property. The drain outside of the house itself had some root penetration. So we had those it's like a power washed, I guess, or
right.
jet washed.
You're able to just trim the roots then? You didn't have to replace it?
No, I didn't. No, we didn't end up replacing it. It wasn't that bad. They said just get it scoped. It was recommended that next year I get it scoped to see how bad it gets within a year, and then you can kind of judge when you need maintenance on it.
Yeah.
Just because it was like underneath a porch, if we had to dig and stuff, it'd just be a mess to kind of replace that. So we remedied it, fixed it, and we just got to keep our eye on it.
Maybe we should be tenants.
Yes.
These costs can be somebody else's.
Yeah.
Mike, we're running out of time. Anything else you want to share? Anything we haven't discussed already?
No, I mean, I hope I'm some type of inspiration for others. I mean, I'm not that investor with 100 doors. But I'm just a regular dude that, you know, got into real estate. I'm happy where I'm at. And you don't need to have 100 doors to be successful in real estate.
Man, you make an extra $100,000 as a side hustle with like limited effort.
Yeah. Like, I mean, there's a lot of people that are happy with their jobs, but, you know, don't want to get another job, or, you know, they want to grow their wealth. You know, one property is substantial. Mm-hmm. Could really change your life. So yeah, I want to be a bit of an inspiration to those that, you know, think they can't do it or don't know how. There's always ways. There's always ways to do it. Whether it's partnering up with someone or, you know, reaching out to people who are doing it. Cause, I've said this before, the real estate community is fantastic. So, you know, you find them on Instagram, you shoot them a text. 99% of the time they will reply to you. And if they're not too busy, I'm sure you can jump on a phone call real quick with them. Yeah, just surround yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, reach out to Erwin. Reach out to his, you know, to his realtors. Reach out to any network group out there. Just reach out. You can do it.
Yeah, I can't wait to do meetings in person again. Kind of like your example of the townhouse. I don't know if I think that's the future of real estate. People have to partner up.
Yeah.
Even if it's not even your structure, even if it's like 50-50 down the middle, everything. You
Yeah.
divide the work.
Yeah.
Maybe one person likes to do renos and repairs. The other person likes to manage tenants.
Right.
Right.
It's essentially like, my problem is I can't get financing anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my JV's problem is they don't know how or don't have the time. So, and that's where we come together.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a strategy and a structure that's kind of could be a little bit difficult to get someone to understand, because they're, you know, right away it's like, well, I'm putting in all the money. What are you doing? Like, I'm doing everything else. They feel at the beginning that the risk is all on them, but mm-hmm. really I feel the risk is on me, because I don't get paid until you get paid.
Right.
So
Which is why a lot of people in your shoes will go get private lending instead.
yeah.
To not give up half the deal.
Right. But it's more to me. It's a little bit more than that. Like sharing the experience with someone and then helping a family with their financial future is something I'm proud of to say.
That's cool.
Yeah, man.
But I am saying like the joint venture partners, they have to understand like you may not always need them.
No, of course. No, anybody can do this.
Yeah.
It's just
No, I mean like you won't need them.
Oh, right.
You can go get private financing
for sure. I can.
right?
Yeah.
And then they get half of no deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Right.
Works both ways.
Yeah, it works both ways. Like, yeah, you're putting up the capital and the credit to get half. You can also get half of nothing.
Yeah, that's right. It could
Which
be
is
the
what you've
difference.
been doing this whole time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for sure.
Half of nothing, still nothing.
That's right. It's so true.
Versus like all this money you've made. Other than a leaky basement. That's not that bad.
Even my own house had foundation issues.
The one you live in?
Yeah. We just had it waterproofed, but it was unfinished. We had a few cracks that when it was very wet out or there's a big thaw, we had water come in. But yeah, whatever. I just learned to deal with it. It's not no one's dying from it. So, and it's all one thing I've learned too, doing duplex is like, there's nothing you can't fix. So
Yeah, it's houses.
yeah,
You ever seen anything we can't fix?
yeah, we can fix anything. I mean, unless it's crazy structural fire or something, then yeah, you got to kind of tear it down and build new. But yeah, it'd have to be something drastic for you to like tear it down.
Never had it.
No.
No.
Anything could be fixed. I mean, at a price, of course, but just knowing that, our markets are strong and the markets that I invest in are strong, we know that if we hold it long enough, it's nothing in the long run.
Mike, what's next for Mike Ferreira 82?
That's what's been on my mind a lot lately. Yeah, I don't know.
Garden suites, more duplexes.
Definitely real estate. I'd like to do more flips as income replacement if I do leave my job. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a thing that's been on my mind for the last few months. Just haven't figured it out yet. But real estate definitely. In terms of my day job, yeah, not 100% sure.
I'm going to get you some tutoring with Diane. Sorry, we're talking about stock hacking.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Will you take some tutoring?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm up to learning anything, man.
All right. Excellent.
I mean, yeah, like the stock hacking, I've talked to so many people that it has truly worked for them and it's helped them immensely. I just need that extra push, I guess, to get into it. It's a little bit more complicated for me to understand than real estate. So, and I guess I'm lazy by nature, where I just gravitate to the easy things.
Yeah.
So,
that's what it was like for me too when I first learned about this for 3 years. Like, I've been in real estate. Returns are quite good.
Yeah.
But actually, then the pain for me got to be, I had some floods. I was a little bit frustrated with that. I had a flood and I had a significant reno from tenant damage. And what else did I have? Yeah, just in general. Affordability, cash flow. It's all difficult.
Right.
So I needed another income stream.
You definitely need a lot more capital now, right?
Yeah.
You need a lot of capital to invest. Like I'm speaking Hamilton specifically, or any major city. It's
major city within close to Toronto.
Yeah, it requires quite a bit of capital. So
even not close to Toronto, actually. Even Windsor,
yeah. Anything in the Niagara region has seen a crazy increase.
Sudbury prices are all up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So we all need to find other side hustles, especially ones that cash flow.
Yeah, I mean, garden suites are great when you
Yeah, how much capital you need?
You do.
What are you budgeting?
You do.
What are you budgeting for a garden suite?
At least two.
Yeah,
at least
exactly.
200.
200. Yeah, I'm glad I said 200. Some people might think we meant 2 million.
Yeah.
200,000 probably.
If it's 2 million, that's a nice garden suite.
Yeah, remember 18 months ago we used to say 150? How's that for inflation?
No, it was like 90. Yeah, or 90 grand to do a basement.
Dude, my first basement was less than 60.
Yeah.
And my first basement was like 40.
Yeah. So when I first thought of doing a duplex, it was like around the 75 mark.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Just the
getting from
basement.
other people. Not that I'm saying that's quotes that I got, but just talking to other people, that's what they got. And then when it was my turn to do it, it was like over 100.
Shouldn't have waited so long, Mike.
Huh? Yeah.
Waited so
No,
long.
it's true, man. And you know what? Like Tammy and I still joke about certain houses that I offered on. Like there was, here's a good one. Tammy talked to me the other day and said, Mike, there was I don't even think it was a legal duplex. I just think it had an in-law suite that just sold for $1 million.
Over $1 million, yeah.
Yeah, $1,001,000. And Tammy had offered on it. And then she said she went and looked back and said that I had offered on that house in November of 2020.
No.
And I offered 524.
What were you
and I
thinking?
was like, what am I doing offering 524 for this house? She's like, I saw your name. I'm like, you sure it's not somebody else?
Mike Ferreira, 82.
And I remember that house. It was a full gut. It was a full gut. It needed windows, roof, the whole bit. Great area. It was in the West Mountain. So I said, send me the address because I don't know what house you're talking about. So as soon as I saw the property, and it had a unique garage to it, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, and I don't know what it sold for when I offered on it. I think it may have sold for like $560. And I was like, who the hell is paying $560 for this junk? You know? And I don't see that rent. I mean, from the pictures, it looks really good, but I don't see it being any more than $300,000 worth of work. So do the math there.
That'd be a lot. That'd be a lot of work.
Yeah.
Wait, did they build the garage?
No, the garage was there. But
where do you spend 300?
yeah. Like anytime you say, I guess by the time you're finished saying the sentence, "Who the hell paid for that?" You've missed out, and you're probably gonna pay that on the next one.
I know. Yeah. That's yeah.
You know, like there was another property where I didn't want to come up 10 grand, and I could have got it, and I had to come up to like 490, and I think I stayed at 480, something like that. Asking was like 425. I needed a full gut, and I was telling Tam, no way, like this house needs a full gut. And yeah, in hindsight, it's always
It's hindsight.
Yeah, man. But live and learn, I guess.
Can you talk to your working relationship with Tammy?
It's become a friendship, actually. Someone I can rely on. Like, she always gets back to me with any questions I have. It's just great. It's a friendship. I'm glad to say it's more of a friendship than it is like a working relationship. But yeah, it's been great. It's been really good. I mean, the whole iWin team, like, it's been fantastic. Been really good. I mean, everything you guys have put out there has been truth. Like, there's no sugarcoating. There's no smoke and mirrors. It's just proven stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we live and breathe it ourselves.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Right. And I catch
sure.
myself, I always say this. I keep saying everybody loves Tammy. I don't mean to, like, as in like the show Everybody Loves Raymond, or is that what it's called? I forget.
Everybody loves Raymond. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, I've just said it so many times, not thinking that I'm repeating myself. Oh yeah, everybody loves Tammy.
She puts in. Yeah, she definitely puts in the work. We've had some funny moments. We had like, it's been good. It's been good. Really good.
Amazing. Yeah, can't wait to get back to in-person events at Sheridan College
in
Oakville. All right, Mike, any final words? Instagram, Mike Ferreira at Mike Ferreira 82.
Yes.
Can you spell it again?
MikeFerreira 82.
That's the numbers. I'm not spelling out 82.
No, yeah, that's the number.
82.
Yeah, 82.
And the website?
Investedwithmike.com. Investedwithmike.com. Yeah. And that's my YouTube channel as well, Invested with Mike.
Awesome. Mike, thanks for doing this.
Man.
On a Friday. Today Friday?
I would do this anytime. No, I would, I'd like to say thank you. Much appreciated. It's pretty wild that I'm here doing a podcast with you, considering I was nervous as hell first time I ever talked to you. But no, great pleasure. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for.
And I appreciate everything that you do for others.
Happy to do it.
Awesome, man.
Thanks, Mike.
Anytime.